What's up, Big Blue Nation, and welcome to the WILDCAT Zone. I am your host, Daniel Bentley, and this is episode 12 of the WILDCAT Zone. On today's podcast, I'm going to go over the victory over the Oklahoma Sooners that the Cats had on Wednesday night in Rupp Arena, the Cathedral, as they call it. Um, the best arena in all of SEC basketball, hands down. Um, the Cats boomed the Sooners 94-78. Today's episode, we're gonna go over just my thoughts on the game, what we saw, what we can do better, and what we can do to keep this momentum going forward. Um, and I'm also gonna pick my MVP of the game. So I'm pretty sure we kind of all know who that's going to be. He had a monster game, a double-double. Is just a hint. Tonight, or against Oklahoma, I'm going to pick my spark plug player of the game and my game sealer player of the game. I got a new name under that one that we haven't had this season here on my podcast. You can find the Wildcat Zone on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify. Just search the Wildcat Zone. You'll see my logo. And just give me a listen, like and subscribe. I need some help from the best fans in all of college sports, Big Blue Nation. I'll also be posting links when I post these on Facebook and on YouTube and Spotify. Likewise. So just getting into the game, I mean, the threes were falling down for the Cats. We shot 50% from the field. It's hard to beat a team when they're making half their shots. And we shot 46% from three-point land. It's one of the better games that we've had shooting from behind the arc. It was real apparent early that Oklahoma was going to keep us on the perimeter, similar to what Alabama tried on us, and we were not hitting shots down there in Tuscaloosa, but in Rupp Arena at home, we were knocking them down like they were for free. You had Yelovich getting some touches. He made 2 of 3 attempts of 3 points. Chandler obviously was knocking them down, as he does. He's the best three-point shooter. He has the best three-point shooting percentage on the team as of right now, and he shot 50%. I think he's 4 of 8. Was the stat that I remember seeing. From three-point land, Aberdeen started them off hot, coming in, knocking down the threes. Unfortunately, Trent Nod, he didn't score a point this game, but he contributed in other ways, as I will talk about later on. It was real apparent in the first half they were going to try to keep us out of the paint. It's worked for other teams. I think Mark Pope has found his rhythm of how he can get this team to score points, and we took advantage of it. We were making the shots from behind the arc. The paint touches were coming eventually. Later on in the game, another thing that we done really good was this is another game where Otega Owe on defense was put on the opposing team's best player. Last game it was Acuff. He shut him down, kept him low scoring in the first half. This game he was on the number 9. I think his last name was Peck. Kept him quiet pretty much all first half for the majority of the game. I mean, Owe was keeping him contained. It's only when Owe was switched off on somebody else is when that guy was making points, but making shots. We've seen that the past few games. I mean, at Tennessee, he was on Gillespie. They're one of their best players they have. kept him kind of quiet. Arkansas, like I said, he was on ACUF, their best player. Um, so we've seen that. I do like that. I think that's the game plan going forward because Otega can play defense. He steals the ball at least once a game. He gets a pick six, as they call it, and he knocks the ball and takes it down for a dunk. Him and Chandler are both really good at that, but always really good at playing without fouling. So I think that's something that Pope has figured out, and the staff has figured out, that you put Otega on their best shooting player, he'll keep him quiet. Another big thing in this game are rebounds. We were winning the rebound battle. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. It's what we've been dying to see all season. The guys getting rebounds, giving us second chance points, diving on the floor. When a three goes up, not everybody goes back. You keep 2 to 3 players in the paint. Oklahoma was trying to crowd the paint a lot to where we couldn't get rebounds, but we managed to overcome that. This was a good rebounding game for the Cats and for a particular player in blue and white. So going forward, what I think is we just need to keep up the intensity, the hard-nosed ball, the crashing the glass. We know that, we had a good three-point and shooting game. The threes always aren't going to be there. If you live and die by the three-point line, it can be detrimental to you. But I do think if we keep giving the right guys the ball behind the arc and we keep feeding the bigs, drawing attention, I mean, they're figuring out their roles on this team, right? And that's what we've seen develop. I mean, I know we've had some bad losses. We've all wanted to beat our head against the wall from getting clobbered by teams that the Kentucky Wildcats don't get clobbered. Let's just put it that way. And this team knows that. They hear it from the fans. I'm sure they hear it from their coaches. The coaching staff knows this. Getting blown out by 25, 30, 40, that's not Kentucky basketball. And if anybody knows that better than any of us is Mark Pope. He played with the name on the front of his jersey. He knows what it's like. He knows the intensity. He knows how Big Blue Nation is. And I think he's the right guy for the job. I think he is. But they have developed because they're all sliding into their roles. The commentators talked in this game about how, like Denzel Aberdeen, for example, he didn't really know what kind of role he was going to end up having to play because you didn't know when Jalen Lowe was coming back. But when they figured out, hey, Lowe's not coming back, they've had to force him, slide him into the PG1 role, right? And all these guys are figuring out what their roles are. Like Otega, he can knock down shots from behind the arc, but that's not his thing. You've seen in this game, they passed it to him, he pump faked, and then drove to the paint. That's his game. The driver, the making the hard cuts to the basket. Brandon Garrison, he's found his role. He's coming off the bench, which I didn't think he would come off the bench this season, but Moreno has made a heck of a leap. I mean, he's had to grow up in front of our eyes, right? But Brandon Garrison, he's good at getting assists. I mean, he's good at passing the ball. And he's finding that role. Diabate is good at rebounding and good at defense. When we need a defensive stop or a kill shot, as they call it, Diabate will be in there. I like the communication that we've seen with this team. Many times whenever they were showing Oklahoma going down on offense, a lot of those guys were screaming out plays, or they were screaming out, let's get a kill shot, or kill stop. Um, and I like seeing that because that's not what we've seen this season. Nobody was really ball watching. Everybody was communicating and playing their roles. These guys are figuring it out. Colin Chandler, he is our clutch guy, it seems like. And that's the role he's playing. The confidence and the swagger that he's had ever since starting conference play, that's his role. Aberdeen, the same way. When we need clutch buckets, we seen it at Tennessee. He come out the half, knocking them down. These guys are finding their roles. I mean, Marino, get him in the paint and get him the ball. He'll get there. He'll make the shot. If not, he'll get fouled trying. So, I mean, these guys, it's a beautiful thing to watch these guys develop and grow as players and as a team. And they found their roles, and I am enjoying watching them. They still make me shake my head sometimes, but I'm supporting these guys day in and day out. This is my team. The Kentucky Wildcats is my team, like it is everybody else's in Big Blue Nation. And I'm just happy to see them win. It stinks when they lose, but I love watching them play. These guys are figuring out the roles they need to play, and it's going to be a interesting thing going forward, especially in March. I'm excited to see where this team goes. My MVP for the game, as anybody in Big Blue Nation could tell you, is Brandon Garrison. This is the Brandon Garrison game, or as KSR called it, shout out to them, the Brandon Garrison legacy game. He got a double-double this game, his first double-double of his entire Kentucky career, which is surprising. Thought he had one last year. He didn't, but we had Amari Williams in there last year. Fantastic player. Shout out to him for getting a big boy contract up there in the NBA with the Boston Celtics, a long-time contract. So shout out to him. Congratulations to him. He's earned it. But the MVP player of this game is Brandon Garrison with 20 points, 11 rebounds. He was balling, guys, balling. And he just hates Oklahoma. I mean, he come from Oklahoma State University. He grew up in Oklahoma. He just hates Oklahoma. I mean, probably just as much or maybe even more than Otega Owe. BG last year when we won in Oklahoma, he had to get carried off the floor as he was running his mouth. And Mario Williams, he was about to get in a fight, and Mario Williams picked him up like a baby and carried him to the locker room. He just hates Oklahoma. And it's fun to watch him get fired up. I mean, I think he's got a weird stat where we're like 9-10-0 with him getting a technical or flagrant one. I don't know if it's a positive stat or if it's not. But he is our MVP player of the game. He was fun to watch tonight. He was grabbing rebounds, making dunks, making positive plays. Not like what we seen in the beginning of the season, right? He was making some dumb passes, turning over the ball watching other guys shoot it. Like, I remember specifically, I went to the Georgia, I think it was Georgia State we played. There was a point where he got a rebound, and he just stood there. He just stood there with the ball in his hands, and everybody was like, pass it. The whole arena was yelling at him to pass it, and he did, eventually. But, hey, he's our MVP of this game. I like BG. I thought this year was going to be a lot better for him, but he's slowly kind of getting out of the funk that he was in. And hopefully we can keep him for next year. I think he would be a good asset for a senior year, and we will see. We will see. My spark plug player of the game will be Colin Chandler, uh, Mr. Swagger himself, the Air Mormon, as I call him. Um, he was knocking down threes like it was nobody's business. He was letting them know, too. I like his confidence. He was our spark plug player, especially towards the end of the first half. He was knocking down threes like it was nobody's business. And I mean, way out there. He wasn't on the arc. He was about 5 feet away from the arc and knocking them down. And not to mention, when the buzzer went off, he almost yeeted that ball right in there. If it had been an inch or two higher, I think it would have sunk in there. He got him another three from the other end of the court on the half or on the free throw line. Um, he was balling. He's been balling for us. He's been a game sealer, an MVP on this show. But today he's the spark plug player of the game. I think he provided a little bit of excitement, a little bit of a spark. Yeah, Otega always scored a lot of points in this game, but it took him a minute to get going. Chandler contributed by just knocking down threes and getting the crowd excited, getting the team excited. That's why he's our spark plug player of the game. Not discrediting Owe at all. He's a great player. Ever since we've started conference play, he's been balling. And he's been the Otega that we wish we would have seen at the beginning of the season. But I'm glad he's there. He's where he's at now. Hopefully he can keep growing and keep being himself and keep doing Otega things. So my next player, my game sealer player or play of the game is Trent Noah's massive block on that. I think it was number 9 that went up for that steal. He was going up for a layup, and Noah blocked the crap out that ball. There's about 2 minutes left in the game. Oklahoma was making a run. Trent Noah, he may not have scored a lot of points, but he contributed in that moment, blocking the ball and getting rebounds. Anytime he was in the game and there was a shot down there when we were playing defense, he was in the paint trying to get the rebound. And I said this a few weeks ago on a Facebook post. The loyal BBN fan, shout out to him. What Trent Noah can do to affect us if he's not making threes. Right? And I said rebounding and putting in good defense. And he has done that. He's been rebounding in every game. He can shoot the ball. They just got to draw up plays for him. There's many times where he's wide open in the corner and nobody sees him. I do think they need to get him the ball more because I think he can contribute with points as well. You just got to give him the shot. And hopefully he'll get his shots this weekend against Tennessee on Saturday. So he knows the rivalry. He grew up in Harlan. He knows how big of a rival it is in the SEC, and hopefully they can drop some plays and get him some buckets. But he's been contributing with rebounding and playing defense, and I think that's part of the role that he needs to figure out. If he's not making shots, he needs to do something, and I think he's figured it out. But those are my three: my MVP, BG, Brandon Garrison, the amazing double-double game, spark plug player, Colin Chandler, the Air Mormon himself, and our game sealer player is Trent Noah, a Harlan County sharpshooter, one of us. So going forward, I mean, we play Tennessee Saturday in a big matchup. We punked them down there in Knoxville. It'll be an entertaining game. My expectations going in, I don't have any. I just hope we win. I hope that we win, not only just because it's Tennessee, but they'll be wearing the 96 throwback denim uniforms. Coach Pope's untouchable team. I mean, they got to win this, right? It's like the 30th anniversary of the 96 run, 30 or 50th. I don't remember. It's just the anniversary for the one of the best teams in all of college basketball. The year I was born, the 1996 Kentucky Wildcats. Um, I've watched some of their games growing up. I mean, they were the team to beat in '96. So we got to win this one, and we got to win this at no cost. Not just for the fans, but you're honoring this team that your coach played for. You gotta beat Tennessee. Especially if you're gonna be wearing them uniforms, you gotta beat Tennessee. You got to. Wearing new uniforms has not been kind to us. I remember a few years ago we wore that cream color against Tennessee. We ended up getting beat. Could Tennessee come back and beat us? But we wore black uniforms one year against somebody and we got beat. But these throwback uniforms, we gotta beat Tennessee in these. We just got to. It's a must. And I'm sure they know that, and I'm sure they're going to play their hearts out. They just got to control the game. They got to set the tone. It was a little scrappy down there in Knoxville at the ends, and I'm sure it's going to continue when they tip off in Lexington. I think it was 8:30 they tip off. 6:30 or 8:30, one of the two. But you know it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a dog fight, a rock fight, whatever you want to call it. But we gotta win this. So that's all I got for today. You guys, thank you for listening. Like I said earlier in the show at the beginning, please like and subscribe, share this. It's going to be on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. Just give me a follow, a like. You can add some comments. Just let me know. If I need to do anything different, let me know. I'm still kind of new to this whole thing. Eventually, I'm working on getting a camera set up so you guys can not just hear me, but you can see my lovely face to be more personal. I got it set up here in my little game room, a wall of Kentucky greatness. And I want to be able to share that with y'all. Y'all can see me too. So it'll be a win-win situation, I feel like. But thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to crack you open a cold L8. They got 0 sugar right now. So if you don't want to get all the sugar, you can get 0 sugar. Tastes the same to me. Heck. But always Godspeed and go Cats, baby.
This is the Wildcat Zone!
What does the Wildcat say?